Welcome again to another cheapwinefinder.com companion website to a wine we reviewed on the cheapwinefinder.com website. And today, what do we have? Let's see, we got the Tilia Malbec 2020 from Argentina. And what's so special? Let me tell you, this is the first certified sustainably grown Argentinian wine. You know, it's the newest thing everybody's trying to get sustainability in terms of the water use and CO2, their waste, using cover plants to bring in insects that help with the grapes. I think this time they used bees to bring in cover plants, and they did plants that attract hawks that kill the rodents there. This is a wine that was grown up in the, I think 2,600 to 4,300 feet up in the hills in Argentina, partly Mendoza and partly Uco Valley. I'm gonna take a sip. This is an under $10 Malbec. And it got 90 points. It received 90 points from James Suckling. Robert Parker was the wine reviewer who put points on the, that's where you get, 90 points, from Robert Parker. And James Suckling's the person who took over when Robert Parker retired. So this is a 90-point wine, which means it's a really good wine. And it's not an estate wine, it's a brand wine, which is the reason why it's a little bit cheaper. They didn't use an estate vineyard. They went to local farms, several local farms in the area, family-owned farms, and chose their grapes, which is why the first one to get the certified sustainability designation is kind of a feat, because you had to go to several privately owned vineyards and have them all come in with a program, which is not an easy thing, and they pulled it off. And this is a wine that, even though I think I found it for $8.99, is very intentionally made. For one thing, like they went through all the effort to get all the farms in line to be certified, the first ones, and it was aged in 3 different containers, stainless steel vats, cement tanks, and barriques, which are Bordeaux. A barrique is the size of barrel you think of with wine. It's what they use in Bordeaux. And the reason they use stainless steel is because it keeps all oxygen out. The wine pretty much comes out of it the way it came in, although it is susceptible to changes in temperatures and humidity. Cement tanks are thick, and they act as insulation. So you put the wine in there, and it's kind of coddled. It doesn't have temperature swings. It doesn't have humidity swings. And it's closed off. So it's a different type of aging process. And then you go to oak barrels, which they use 10% new in both French and American oak. And all these different things, some are done for 3 months and other up to 6 months of aging, then they age it in the bottle for another 6 months. So they're using a lot of intentionality in this wine. They're doing things they don't have to do to make the wine the way they want it. I'm going to take another sip, and this is a really flavorful, drinkable wine. It's rich. It's got tart flavors, it's got smooth flavors. It's not overly oaked, but there is a little bit of bitter dark chocolate and a little bit of cream in the mid palate. It's got good length. The tannins are sweet and stay out of the way, and the acidity allows the flavors to unfold, which is what you want. You want enough backbone for the good flavors to go on, which gives it some length. It's a wine that stays with you a little bit. Like I said, and $8.99. And that's $8.99, and they had to ship it to the United States, put it on trucks and get it to where you are. It's amazing how they can do these things. The grapes used here from 72 years to, I think, 16 years, 17 years, which is interesting because like the whole Malbec explosion happened this century. I mean, even though they did grow Malbec in Argentina earlier, a lot of the vineyards, a lot of those things happened when it took off, maybe about 2008, 2009, 2010. And that's when a lot of the vineyards were planted and, and that's makes sense. That's when the money was being made. But this one has older vines. And it's so high up in the hills that there's no pests, there's no disease. It's got cooler temperatures the higher up you go, so you have this long, complete growing season. There's not much not to like about this Malbec, the Tilia Malbec 2020. So let me take a sip and we'll close this one up. Yeah, keep a eye out for it. This one, it's got a pretty label. It's well made. It's made with intentionality. And it tastes good. So that's it for me, Domain Dave from CheapWineFighter.com, the Tilia Malbec 2020 from Mendoza and Uco Valley. So like us where you like your podcast. That's mandatory that I say it. And thank you for listening. And stay safe, stay healthy, because I just came off the flu and it took a long time to get better. And so you be careful and keep it cheap. Over and out. Adios. Bye-bye.